in it. Okay, so here I am. I'm looking at Microsoft Visual Studio Express 2013 for Windows Desktop. I'm in F Sharp. Okay, when you open up your Microsoft Visual Studio Express 2013 for Windows Desktop and you say, hey, new project, uh, where's Visual F Sharp? Well, there's no Visual F Sharp here. What was that? That guy must have been showing me something different. Um, so I'm going to go through that. So here you go. There's what I'm running, and there you see Visual F Sharp. So since a native download of that, you're not going to have it. What you have to do is go search for Visual F Sharp Tools 3.1, and you'll see that good news. They're going to push Visual F Sharp Tools to Visual Express. I have a Visual Pro on my work computer, so I wasn't even aware that I was going to have to do this. But hey, 22 January 22nd was a while ago, so we're all good. Click on that little here, or go to the Microsoft Download Center and search for it, and you'll get the download. Just hit run. It will update your Visual Studio. So I haven't lost anybody here yet. I hope. I am interested in using our type provider. Our type provider is for the F Sharp language. I am interested in doing that in the Microsoft Visual Studio Express 2013 Windows Desktop Edition. And to be able to use F Sharp here, I have to update my system with, excuse me, Visual F Sharp Out of Bound Release 3.1.1. Okay, so having done that, here you go. You see it. I've got F Sharp. Great. Now, I had talked about, hey, this is how I add references, right? Um, I just come over here, I click, and even here I can say, well, okay, so it said something about NuGet, manage NuGet packages. What if I just click there? Okay, well, how do I get NuGet.org? Is that what I want to do? Um, no items found. Do I search here? Oh boy, that would be that's not consistent with what I saw. Okay, so you can see I've already got it up. Package Manager Console. How'd I get that? Go under Tools and Library Package Manager, and there you go, Package Manager Console. Good. So click on that. There we go. We're up and running, right? So I got my F Sharp core. I've got my system core, system numerics. What do I however, know that F Sharp is going to be a reference, and I want to add it. So NuGet allows you to do that um, from the website. Microsoft, each package is licensed to you by its owner. So read all of that good stuff, blah, blah, blah. There we go. We got a command line. So we got to type something in there. And we go back to type provider and grab that little statement right there. Install package our provider. There we go. So look what it's doing. It's getting me r.net. It's getting me the r.net F sharp. It's getting me r.net, r.net native library, R provider. So that one little line of code, I'm going to enable there because I don't know enough yet to uh, not enable it and still get where I want to go. Um, so you see, it added a bunch of things. Now, if I were just in art.net, I would have gone in and I would have added r.net specifically. I would have added r.net native library. I'd definitely still be over in the C uh, sharp language, but even here in F sharp, I think I could still make some of the calls, right? So great. Now, now we need to do something, right? Learn by doing. Okay. So they've got some documentation over here. We'll just pick statistics. Okay. So F sharp is a functional programming language, I think is the term they call. So it's different than object-oriented language. Although, uh, C sharp has been adding more functionality to it. I'm not a classically trained programmer, so I find myself uh, mixing in whatever the programming language will allow me to do and worrying about later on if we get a software engineer in him sorting out the uh, correct functionalities and the correct structure uh, if it ever turns into something that we'd be able to productionize. So that said, uh, I've got the task ahead of me of learning the type, providing a good bit more about F sharp, and then additionally going out and learning the R library of functionality, which is the payoff. That's where the money is, right? So I want to get there, but this is the pathway which I'm trying to attempt to get there. Okay, so they lay out a bunch of instructions here to add to your Visual Studio solution so that you can, I think it's apply a natural log. Um, Linear regression. Is that what are we doing? Yeah, our plot. Um, so we're going to feed these lines in. Yeah, linear regression. We're going to feed these lines in and see what happens. So the first set here, um, those look like those are reference. We're adding the references, right? So I click Control C, come in here to my end. And wait, wow, everything goes negative, right? All red. Um, you know, our directives may only occur in the F sharp script files. Either move this code to the script file or add tac R compiler option for this reference or delimit the different. Okay, so here's where my ignorance shows. I don't know why I can't specifically follow the instruction, but I do know that I already have these references over here, and I'm going to be able to use them because they're already part of my solution set. So I'm just going to wipe them out. Just don't skip that part. Okay. So now I go back to here, open. So so in kind of my interpretation of this, it's like using using system, using r.net, using provider, or um, with, or um, you know, create, bringing all of your references into your solution. Hit enter, and they all um, went in. Wow, because I had problems with this base guy when I typed it in. Namespace provider base. Uh, for some reason, when I typed it in previously, it had gone to error. Um, and again, not knowing everything, I just kind of came up here and uh, commented it out. We'll leave it alone as it seems to be holding up. Just in basically brought our references in, and now we're going to use them. They're now available to us to go in and There we go. Oh, look at that stuff. Look at the beauty. It is IntelliSense. Oh, okay, so that's why I'm putting this video together. That's why I'm going through all this effort right there. Okay, so next little bit of code, right? So um, let. Okay, so that's an F sharp. Let, that's still F sharp, right? So we haven't done anything. And look at the beauty of what we got here. We've as we go over the cursor, it's identifying these um, functions and elements. So good interface we've got here for getting uh, getting working. Uh, a depth of information that we'll be able to pull out as I get up to speed. So well, so I understand that as F sharp information, F sharp code. Okay, so you know, um, let a variable. So uh, I understand it's a very important very important F sharp word. Um, so we are assigning a random to a range. We are assigning this to that variable, or excuse me, that symbol. Not we're not giving a variable a value. We're assigning a value to a symbol, and then later on, um, well, actually, we're assigning a function to that variable. So now we've got the random function, right? So if I were to come down here and random and next double, next byte, next. So we've assigned a function, a method, excuse me, to a symbol, and now we can use that symbol to represent that method later on, as we do exactly in the next one. So rand even becomes another method. Uh, maybe it can, yeah, so it can pull up the properties of next double. Yeah, so compare. Okay, so good. Got understand that. Okay, then we're going to generate some numbers, right? So let's see if we understand how much of this we understand as F sharp information. Okay, so again, a symbol. We're going to assign uh, a list of floats. Floats are, I think, doubles in F sharp. So we're going to assign a list of floats to F sharp. We're going for I in 0 to 9, assign to 10 times rand. Okay, rand. We got that guy there. Uh, okay. So that little guy right there, I don't quite understand. That little guy right there, I don't understand. But I think what I want to get out of that is 10 values of 10 times a rand and 5 times a random value. Okay, so we'll see if we can uh, figure out if that's true or not later on, and um, then we're going to build the y's. We got x, y's, x, and y's, right? So it said up here this is going to be our true uh, equation. Now we're going to build that equation, or build the results of that equation. And no, I didn't read the entire page, so I'm interpreting as I go along, and obvious mistakes that are obvious will pop out, and hopefully we'll learn them as we go along, or I learn them. So yeah, so we're going to assign, again, assign a list of